Welcome back, everybody. We got a great show tonight. We have Jason with Power Sports Expo, and we have Mike from the Beaten Trail. Jason's got a few updates for the Power Sports Expo, and Mike and I have been friends for a long time. We've been sharing stuff back and forth, and both had some issues with social media a little bit, but everything's squared away. But the first thing I want to talk about is my sponsor of the show. I want to give a huge thanks to Mark with ATM Forged. He's been a huge help. He's also a good friend of mine. They make, they have custom wheels of your truck, side by side, and I think about anything, as long as it's a certain size. They do cages, wraps, and the new power step system. So one of the things I'd like to highlight on this show is his power steps, because they are awesome. Here, check it out.
Mark, ATM Forge, here with our new power step. Everybody's been asking about it. Everybody's been reviewing about it. I appreciate that on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. I wanted to show you a couple features about the step. With our self-cleaning joints, everybody's asking about if they got ice, if they got snow, is it going to be able to close, open, so forth. Well, I want everybody to see it firsthand. When the step comes back out here, you'll notice that these joints here are self-cleaning and they are stainless steel. They are also self-lubricated. We have our pressure relief switch as well for if you're clumsy, catch your foot inside there, or if a young child gets their foot inside of the step, it will not crush it. Everybody's been asking about it. As soon as this does it, there you go. As it comes back down, then it'll release and retract right back. These steps are on a limited production right now. We have 500 sets available on pre-order. We will be releasing the other 2,500 sets around September or October for your UTV, side-by-side, truck, go-kart, tricycle, bicycle, whatever you want to put them on, we're going to figure it out for you. We are trying to change up the industry a little bit on the power steps. As you see, we have done that. This is going to be available right now for pre-order up until they last. We have 500 sets. As of yesterday, I think we have about 130 sets left from everybody calling in, messaging us, and doing our pre-order, and we greatly appreciate it. Please like, share, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. You can message me directly at 832-592-0340. Let me know whatever questions you have. If you want to get on the pre-order list, we're still taking those right now, again, until the pre-order list is gone. Once that's done, then our new steps will be out. Final release will be in September or October, and you'll be able to get those directly on our website. But right now, for pre-order, you can only get those by messaging me. 832-592-0340, ATM Force. Holla at your boy. Roll with.
Yeah, definitely an awesome product. I was down in Texas February, and I got to actually see the beginning part of the first prototypes that they built. So definitely a cool product. All right, guys, man, we're getting some viewers coming up. I think Mark is yeah. You're welcome, buddy. We'll be down there late next week. Come see you. All right. First up, we got Jason, Power Sports Expo. What's up, Jason?
Hey. How are you?
Cool? Good. How are you doing?
Man, so good. So good.
Nice
I'm coming
shirt.
from you. Yeah, thank you. You like this?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I know. This is one of it seems like it's growing in my closet. Like Bryce is single-handedly overtaking my wardrobe.
So his tendency to do that, doesn't he?
I mean, it's just his designs. He and not to leave out Paige, Boss Whiskey Biz. I mean, they collaborate, they come up with it. It feels like I order from them every week now. Like, we might as well just put it on just auto ship. Bryce, Paige, if you get this, if you see this, if you're watching, auto ship from now on.
Just auto ship it. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going on? Well, you got a big expo coming up here in October, and you were on here not too long ago, and it was kind of not the beginning of it, but the beginning of just revealing it out there to the public. So there's a lot going on. it's not just an expo, there's a race too. So can you tell us a little bit about what you got coming?
Yeah, it grows. It seems like even when I sleep, I think of more ideas and more things to plan. So I have to kind of temper myself. Cassie, obviously, if you guys know anything about us, Cassie, my wife, she reins me back in every now and again, saying too much too soon. So we joke that I'm the kite and she's the rock, but yeah, the show is all about the community, right? And that's one thing that
Yeah.
we really wanted to express. And at our core, it's a dealer expo or a vendor expo, right? And we're proud to say now that we have vendors from 17 states and 3 countries coming to Muskogee, Oklahoma, which is actually where I'm at right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I had to
That's
check out the
crazy.
hotel scene. Yeah, we do a few miles a week now, just grassroots campaign, leave
Hmm.
behinds, flyers, posters, shaking babies, kissing hands, as they say, or is it shaking hands and kissing babies?
Yeah, I believe that's the way. Yeah.
That's the way.
Well,
That'll keep me out of trouble.
you were at the event that Cody, Wayne, and I put together there at the Loop too, and we appreciate your support. That was pretty cool. Thank you for being there. Thanks for the water too. I was hot, wore out. I'd been there since the Saturday before, so
Well,
turned out pretty
kudos to
crazy.
you and Cody. That was such a good event. That was so fantastic. It's always a good time when we get together. I will say that. And so, but you guys were over the top. That was some of the most fun I've had all summer.
Yeah, we had a few hiccups. The weather was the biggest part of it. It was really the first time that Cody and I had put something on like that together, and especially that type of race. For me, I'd always done something a little bit different, but it was definitely a brutal course, and it was spectators liked it.
There were some fireworks, weren't there?
Yeah, yes, there was.
Something about the Codys, right? Between the three of you, right? And Willenborg, yes, I'm talking
Yeah.
about you. With what do they call that in ice skating? Like a triple axel or something? What was that little finishing move that he did with the 2.5 front flips? That was
Oh my
that was top
gosh.
notch, brother. I'm glad that you're still okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, Cody's all about safety. I tell you
he
what.
is.
And the minute I heard that pop, because I was right there in front of him, and I got the video of it, I knew his shock broke. And when that happens, when you hit an obstacle like that, things are going to go bad in a great hurry. So
Yeah, yeah. Fast forward.
yeah.
Yeah, and
So
we're trying to learn about all of that. You asked about our race. So happy to announce that it is the PSE Payday, right? That is the official
okay.
name of our
Okay,
bounty
great.
race. Yeah, our course that has a bounty on it. That bounty is currently set at $10,000, $5,000 to first place.
Okay.
Right. Uh, it's it's going to be a fun course. It's going to be gnarly. I don't know if it's quite as gnarly as yours in all areas, but there are some areas that, you're going to white knuckle a little bit.
So what type of race is it? Because that'll be the biggest question that people ask. Is it a short course? Is it like a knockout race like what we did, or will it be like a timed course race?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So which way is it going to be? Because that'll be the big question.
Right. It's time course, right? It's single
Okay.
driver. The course is pretty gnarly. Like I said, between the Jersey barriers or K rails that they call them, poles, rocks. I mean, there's a 150-yard, 14-foot wide, 8-foot tall rock garden that you got to get through.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
so we're gonna try to have all of that on there. Some mud, some sand, some rock. You're gonna have to drive, but it is a timed course.
Okay, that's great to know. I'm
And
sure
it's also, go ahead.
that is one of the biggest questions that I constantly get anytime I promote an event or whatever. They want to know what type of course it is, because a lot of these racers, they want to do this type or this type, but they might jump over to something different than what they're used to.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
that's
If the
that's
payday is big enough.
yeah. I mean, honestly, that's what they're chasing, because they have a lot of money invested just to do that. Not only travel, but their machines are unbelievable now, and the
They
amount of
are.
oh wow, like,
They are. I mean, it is truly. I mean, it's not a cheap hobby. Nobody's ever
no,
claimed that it was.
no,
Um, and you've got to have dedication. I mean, and not just a financial dedication, but you've got to have a true passion for it. You know, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. You know, it's, you know, if there's fuel in your blood, then you're going to go chase it. And that's what we're trying to put on here at with PSE Payday.
all right, cool. Well,
Yeah.
hey, I have your PSC video that we had you played on before, and if people haven't seen
Oh,
it, I'm going to throw it up here on screen. Then right after that, let's bring in Mike from the Beaten Trail. We got to chat just a little bit before the show, but super nice guy. Like I said, I've been a big fan of his for a long time. So here, let's show your video, then let's bring
all
him up.
right.
All right,
Sounds
cool.
good.
I'll talk.
Sounds good.
Power Sports Expo, where you can find anything from side-by-sides, ATVs, UTVs, personal watercraft. We've got Taiga, wake boats, custom roll cages, safety harnesses. We've got custom audio boxes all the way up from Texas. We got vendors from 14 states here celebrating everything power sports and adrenaline based. If you like to go fast, you like to have fun, but want to do it safely and learn something along the way, Power Sports Expo is the place for you.
So anytime you make a new one of those,
Mm-hmm.
please send it to me. That way, in the future shows, I can get them up here. Okay.
We'll update you. You know, if I were more photogenic, I'd probably do it more often. But trying to talk Cassie into shooting some of them, she's definitely the face that everybody wants to see.
It's okay. Cool. Well, you know, she needs to be involved anyway, though. I mean, not just behind the scenes, but in front of the camera too. But I
Oh,
still think you need
she's
to do a couple of braids with that beard though, because that thing looks.
it's starting. It's coming in. It's coming in. You know, it's either cut it off and trim it up, or go full Santa Claus. You know, because you know the pigment has left the chat. We'll say
Heck
that.
yeah!
You know,
All right.
so the one thing I will say real quick is I missed that jacket. You know, that was a good looking jacket in that video. I got to find that thing somewhere.
Oh, you you don't know where it's at. I lose
It's
so
some,
many clothes between the camper, the house, the wherever. I don't know where half of it is, but
yeah, right. No,
well hey,
so yeah, let's do
let's
it.
welcome Mike. Mike,
Hey there,
there you.
guys.
Hey, brother, how you
Hey,
doing?
Good, good.
good to see you,
Well,
Mike.
welcome to the show.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming on.
thank you for having me. Forgive my crazy headset and green screen here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What is that behind you there?
I
Oh, I
feel
got
like I'm the only non-professional in the room here. That's just,
you.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm intimidated.
Yeah. Well, I don't have that crazy green screen. I don't think my internet would support trying to do it.
Now,
I
the
don't
room's
know.
a mess. I had to hide it with some way.
Well, I'm in my dirty shop right now too, in a corner. So yeah, you don't want to see that direction. But what have you been up to, Mike?
Just trying to catch up with putting videos together, and I've been flying down to Tennessee, riding down to Tennessee, and just getting some more Tackett Creek and more Tennessee videos together. Just trying to, keep the flow. It's a constant treadmill of putting out videos that are fun, videos that are new.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say educational, but we try to tell people where to ride, what the rides are like, and not kill ourselves in the process. So it's
Yeah. That's what I like about them, because people are seeing different parts of the country and different parks, and they're going to be like, okay, I just watched your video, and I mean, I can do that. I want to do that,
sure.
So I see a lot of your videos, the weather, and maybe it's just because it's the time of year you're still posting videos that are back from the spring or whatever. And a lot of them are cold, and I did not realize you were from New Jersey. I thought you were from just southern states.
Yes,
But
yes. My accent doesn't always come out, but it depends if I'm reading a script or just speaking. But yes, it's just a little bit of. I try to get out of Jersey because you really can't really ride anywhere in Jersey, that's not
yeah,
outlaw. So we try to. It's hard to get everywhere in the country to do it. We all have real jobs and real lives, and
yep,
you can't be everywhere all the time. So we try to do our best to mix it up either go out to Moab or out to Glamis or down to Florida, down to Tennessee. We try to go everywhere.
Yep. Hey, Cody Wayne, he popped in.
That's a
Hey, what's
hike.
up?
Hey,
He's my buddy.
Cody Wayne, the man, the myth, the legend. What's up, superstar?
Yeah, he is a superstar now. Did you watch the
Yeah.
first season or the second season, first episode of Mud Madness, Mike?
yeah, that's pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing about it was, not to get off subject, what we're talking about was after watching last year, I mean, you could kind of tell last year it seemed to look like made for TV. And I was at several different filmings of this season that's coming up, or what's being played now. That drama is not fake; it's real. It's real. That's the way it is. So I'm glad to see that. It was definitely interesting. But anyway, yeah.
To know
What do you think?
to know him is to love him. It's wild to see that. Cassie and I were on the couch watching it, and it's just like how many of those people we call friends now, right? How many of not those people, the cast, right? It's like wow,
Oh
like
yeah,
we know we've had conversations, we know their personalities, and I'm waiting for that to happen. Like there are a few that they're packed full of dynamite.
Cody Wayne's one of them.
There he is. That he is. Yep.
That's kind of why I like him so much because it says it like it is. But that KRX
Yeah.
couple, you got to get out to Walden Ridge at Wind Park.
At
So-
Windrock.
Windrock.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Windrock. Now that's Tennessee, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot
Trail
about that
16.
place.
Yeah, it's a fantastic park.
yeah.
True.
I've been there before, but really only just a quick day, and even then it was torrential rain and then tornadoes in the area. So it was so it spent 8 hours on one trail.
Really?
So it was interesting, but we have to get back, and we weren't properly equipped for the craziness of Windrock. It can get really ruddy and really
Oh, really?
just brutal out there.
So
Right,
how
that's
big
kinda
is that
all-
place?
I know that the Tennessee Sunquist is, gigantic, but I could not even tell you how big Windrock is. I know that someone can put it in the chat how many hundreds of thousands of acres that Tennessee Sunquist and wildlife is, but I do believe part of Windrock you have to pay a separate fee. Maybe someone can correct me on that. We get our small game and large game permits for Tennessee, and that covers us for a lot of it. But I think Windrock has its own separate fee.
Okay. Yeah, so that KRX couple. Windrock is 77,000 acres.
Yeah, I mean, we
That's
have Royal
crazy.
Blue and Tackett and Sunquist
Mhm.
all in Brimstone and Windrock, and there's just so much stuff that you can just jump off into. But it's some pretty serious stuff. It's not like riding in Pennsylvania. It's certainly not. It's
Really?
some serious
So
stuff down there.
that they
Right.
label the trails on skill level.
Mhm.
Yeah. Tackett Creek does not, but
No.
Royal Blue does, obviously. So, but we're still experiencing a lot of those trails out there that either have a name or they're called 5 different things by the locals, and
Yeah,
just from videos how good or how bad they are.
sure.
Do you have a preference out there, Mike? Do you have a particular park that you like to try to hit annually?
Well, full disclosure, Ride Royal Blue sponsors us, and so they're a great right on the trail location, cabins, RV, or glamping. So Royal Blue is kind of where I started down there. I really my greatest love before I got to Tennessee was Hatfield and McCoy trails,
Mhm.
and they're all. I don't want to say they're all groomed, but they are smooth. There are difficult trails, but a lot of times people feel that Hatfield and McCoy, sometimes the trails get repetitive, what they're like and how they are, but you know, don't kill me in the comments with that. But when you go to Tennessee, they do groom Ride Royal Blue or Royal Blue, but when it comes to Windrock and Sunquist and Tackett Creek, you get what you get. And they can be very challenging. So there's not to say you can't find a plain old gravel bed at Tackett Creek, but you're going to find a lot of rocky off camber. We had some great times on Wolf Pen, which is just a big loop, but if you don't have, at least 32-inch tires with some clearance, the little R-Max, I'm not going to take on every single trail. I'll borrow Craig's they're nice enough at Rock Ridge ATV Resort to let me borrow their Pro R 4-seater with decent tires on it. And so my preference is depending on the ride that I have and what kind of video I'm going to shoot. I mean, if it was just up to me,
Mhm.
I'd be trying all different trails, but I really prefer to have a guide because you could go on to some trails that really, they don't end well, or you're not going to get up that hill,
Yeah.
or you got to go all the way back, or you're going to break everything. I don't have the budget to break everything every time I go out
No.
there. And if I did, I'd probably have a bigger channel and be more popular, but that's
Yeah.
just the
Or
way it
you might
is.
not even be doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
Might be doing
Chaos
something a little
sells.
different.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you sent me a video. There are actually several videos, but I got one loaded. But I this is some of your writing style right here. So I'll play it up and let's talk about it a little bit. I'll add it up.
A little bit of Car Hollow. Yep, Moab.
Oh, that's Moab.
A little bit of Grover. Well, Hell's Revenge for Moab. So a lot of times we do take rentals, and other times we bring our own stuff. Depends where we go.
That looks sketchy.
Well,
That's
you have to have a lot of trust in your tires.
good old sandpaper rock. Everything sticks.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but there's some pretty. It's surprising they let a lot of people rent and just go ahead, enjoy the trails, follow the black marks.
Follow the black marks.
No, they follow the arrows, but where the tire marks are. This is snowshoe creek crossing out in Pennsylvania. One of the trail systems. So no, we try to mix it up a little bit. We are typically riding our R-Max behind me. I had a Honda Talon for a couple years, and I enjoyed that. And we did purchase a new ride to add to our fleet, which we'll reveal in 2 weeks, down from Tennessee. Big
Okay, great.
surprise. I can't really tell you about it, but just we try to, sometimes we go places and rent vehicles because it's not economical to drive all the way out there. And sometimes we bring our vehicles, a group of individuals, and everybody's got lives, so the schedule varies, but we try to do some rocks, do some sand riding, do some plain old just cruising. And a lot of times we're trying to tell a story, give people a park review. People want to know, can I bring my wife? Can I bring my kids? How is my trailer going to fit there? What
Sure.
amenities are there? That's what they want to know.
Yeah. I started a group, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago. I haven't worked on it too much, but it's called Off-Road Park Adventures and Reviews. I ought to link you up with that if you're not on there yet. Post up your adventures because it's about mostly what people on there do is their adventures at different parks and people
Mhm.
go in and review it. So I kind of started that. If you want to do that, I'll send you an invite
Yeah, definitely.
soon. But
Yeah,
Slaw
that's some
Dogs,
must-read stuff right there. With all the parks that are across the nation, between
yeah, and
BLM and the Midwest and East Coast riding, and how just different it is to ride up here. It's good to take a few minutes, read up on the park before you drive 1,000 miles to it.
Sure.
yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the mud myself. I used to be a long time ago, but it's
My
just
biggest problem is cleaning 4 or 5 camera lenses every time I go through the mud. So people are like, how come you don't go
yeah.
really fast to the water? Because I got to
Yeah.
get out, wipe 5 the lenses, and clean the windshield, and do all the stuff, and then I can get decent footage. But back to the point, there's a lot of great, there's many great resources to see where to ride, and something like Rider Planet is great.
Yep.
The side by side guys do a great job too. There's so many out there. There's just not one source
Mm-mm.
because some
No.
people are regional.
No.
I'm in the Northeast. You have some people doing Southwest, or they just do the sand out there, and oh, you don't know what rocks are. Come out to Colorado, and
Right.
so it's great. Would be great to have one source for everything.
Yeah. It would.
That's why
I
we're kind of spoiled, aren't we, Cody? I mean, where we're at,
we get a little bit of
Southwest
everything.
Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, it's so diverse.
It is actually like where I'm at. I'm like on the edge of like flatland farming
Hmm.
communities. The Where I'm at and just northeast to me or northwest to me is all flat farm ground. You get south towards Lake of the Ozarks area, and you have the Loop 2 out there. It
Hmm.
has a mixture of stuff. It has the mud and the rock trails and everything. But one thing I warn anybody about coming to Missouri to ride is the rocks are sharp here.
Yep.
That flint rock will tear up tires.
That's
Yep.
So
Pennsylvania's known for that as well.
is it
Yeah,
really? Yeah, I've
yeah.
never been out there to do that. I've always wanted to go. But yeah, it is brutal on tires. So
Well, you learn a lot riding in different places too. I mean, my friend Adrian down in Florida lived down there and moved up here and moved back, and I helped him move down there. And we went to Hogwaller, which is
Hmm.
Florida swamp, and
oh yeah,
snakes and
gators.
lizards and gators and everything out there. It is for sure a unique experience. And then there was another location called Rancho Benito, which I believe is private land that he's a lot owner there. So and it's totally different than us going to West Virginia or going riding. I mean, I rode Vermont as well. It's it's pretty tame when it comes to the trails, but it's a nice scenic. A lot of times you go for the ride, the destination, and go there, and that's why we like to mix it up all different states because it makes you think. You go to Lewis County, New York. Yes, it is a lot of flat locations, but it's a lot of road. There's some forest trails and good places to eat and a lot of things to see. So
Wow, that's great. I hear people say they're from New Jersey, New York. When you're from where we are right here, you think big city, but it's not. I mean, there's
uh,
countryside there too.
there is. It is. New York and New Jersey are not. Uh, Back in time, they were talking about putting together some ATV parks, and it the politicians took all the money
Oh,
and it didn't happen.
right.
So New York is very unfriendly to off-road, and as New Jersey is, there may be a couple little kid motocross tracks here and there. New
Uh-huh.
York has Tug Hill and Tall Pines and Lewis County and a whole bunch of other stuff, but it is very scarce, and everything else is outlaw, and they take land away, and then it's always you have to say stay off private property, but it
Sure.
happens. They don't have anywhere to ride. They don't want to drive 5 hours. So I think the
Right.
states would do so much better, even
Mm-hmm.
with income to make an effort. Pennsylvania, some of these locations like Whiskey Springs and Bloody Skillet are Department of Conservation Natural Resources, but they were selected because they originally were mining areas. So
Oh.
they're almost as good as a state park or a Pennsylvania park, but there is some coal land still there. And so I think we get some of the leftovers. That's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't ride in state parks, obviously, up here in PA. State forest, yes. But so I think that a lot of that, it varies from state to state. I wish more states would embrace it. Pennsylvania
Mm-hmm.
started with a pilot program that interconnects a lot of trail systems. It's like 400 miles of roadways and 100 miles of other trail systems. And so they need to get with the program because West Virginia and Tennessee, they're raking in all the money from the tourist and tourism.
Yeah, they
And
are.
it's, we love going down there because we can go have a burger, we can, go back to the campground. We can rinse our ride and then take a ride down to the Mexican restaurant and have something to eat right across the street. Parts, you know, you don't have to trailer and go back and forth. You can be safe about it. You know, helmet on the road in some states. I know people
Mm-hmm.
poo-poo the whole helmet thing, but you know, we don't have crumple zones on our rides, so you got to be careful on the road anyway when you get full-size vehicles. But
Yeah,
I wish more states would just allow that, you know, with proper safety, you know.
sure. I know right here in central Missouri, I mean, they side by sides are allowed on back roads, but it's supposed to be farm use type thing. They don't mess with this at all. Not really. I mean, just
Stay off the highway.
Yeah.
yeah, you can cross the highway. Just be respectful. Don't drive like an idiot. You know,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do
In
something wrong, yeah,
Kansas,
they'll mess with you.
yeah,
Huh?
Kansas is what population towns and with the population less than 15,000. They're
Hmm.
legal, but everything else is banned. It's outlawed.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know they do the Montana plates where it's a
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
quadricycle loophole, and I know
Yep.
that I think you're going to get stopped by the cops everywhere in Pennsylvania, and then they let you go. But I don't know how long that'll last for people that go that route.
100%. But yeah.
Isn't it that way down in Florida too? Maybe Daytona area. Maybe a year ago, I saw a video of a guy crossing that bridge over into Daytona Beach on a side by side. He just got his quadricycle licensed, so that's kind of. I
Well,
don't know why.
I love riding them, but I don't want to get hit by a Suburban in it. You know,
No,
I don't want to hit a little
no.
Yugo. I don't want to hit a
I
Honda in it.
Well, I mean, where we're at, we'll go to town, go to the store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our small town we live in is right on a highway, but not a real major highway. It is a double lane, but there's back roads here and there. I don't even like really riding on the back roads because of the tires you use on these machines are not designed for highway use. It eats
Yeah.
them up.
Yeah, and some have to
So
be DOT rated depending on your state and your location as well.
yeah,
And
exactly.
that defeats the purpose of having off-road tires if they're also DOT. I know they exist in both areas, but
Yeah, you get an off-road tire that is DOT, and that thing weighs probably, you know, 75 pounds or
Or
whatever,
100. Yeah.
especially if if
10
it's any
plus
30,
still
size.
belted.
Yeah.
like 37-inch, like Mickey Pro XSs are like 104 pounds each.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a lot of weight to turn on a side by side with axles about that
Yeah,
big around.
I had some X-Comp high lifter tires that I had
Uh-huh.
on the Honda. At first I had nobody likes stock tires because they're kind of like 2-ply and throwaway. But I went from that
Yeah.
to Tuss Terabytes, which were DOT, the models I had, but they were terrible on the trail. And I got the X-Comps, and I think they were they were 32s. I think they were close to 40 pounds a piece because they were 8 or 10 ply. And you have to really upgrade your ball joints and your steering, and then you have all
Everything.
types of issues. So I know the tires can get pretty heavy.
Yep.
Yeah, they
All the
can.
things.
Yep, they sure can. So where are you going next? Where's your next trip planned to go ride?
Is that a question for me?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
We
yes.
know where Jason's going.
Okay.
Really?
um,
Yeah.
I'm actually in 2 weeks going back down to Ride Royal Blue in Tennessee. Again, they're very gracious. They put us up, and we try to feature a lot of what they do there, and new trails. We had a lot of people that would come up to us and say, "Hey, we watch you on the video and on YouTube. Could you make a video on how to get to Tackett Creek, or could you make a video to go to Widowmaker, one of the more difficult trails?" So we try to do a little bit of how to, as well as this is what the trails are like. And
Well,
so
that's
we'll be
cool.
going down there uh, in August for the reveal, and then we're going to go to the Adrenaline Junkie Jamboree in
Hmm.
September, which is also going to be down there, and we're just going to go along and check it all out. But it looks like a lot of fun, and yeah, we love it down there. I think a Tennessee residence is probably in my future, based on all the love that New Jersey gives its people up here. with expenses and taxes. So
Sure.
I really do enjoy it, but I'd like to get back down to Hatfield, and then Arkansas. I'd like to get down to some of the, I don't want to say state lands, but some of the the 64-inch locations down there. Then bring the RMAX down there.
Yeah, there's some great locations. If you ever get to the Midwest here, you got to let us
Mhm.
know. We will
Yeah. definitely
definitely get together with you. And
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, the furthest west really has been western out to Moab, but that's beyond you guys. So yeah, I would love to be
that's
able to come
kind
on
of,
out and do some kind of riding out there, because I need new places to ride. People want new videos. They don't want to see us
Yeah.
ride in the same places. So we try to mix it up. But
they
for sure,
that is for sure on that. They do. They want to see new stuff. I kind of did something a little bit different here a few weeks ago than what I had in the past. I got kind of teamed up with Lucas Oil Speedway. They have
Mhm.
in Wheatland, Missouri. They do short course racing. They've been doing it for the last maybe 3 years. So I went down there and I shot some video, and I got friends of mine that are involved with that. One of them's the race director. We've known each other since we started in social media, but I threw a camera on a friend of mine's car, and used a 360 camera, and immediately got plastered with mud on the front side. So I had to use other footage from different races to kind of put
they're
it in there.
very
But
delicate lenses too.
yeah, yeah, definitely. But luckily that dirt wasn't, I mean, it was pretty much sifted dirt. It wasn't rocky or anything like that on that course. So there wasn't any damage, but that was something different than I'd done in the past. Um, but do you all have many events, like race events or anything like that, that you attend or have been to in the past?
We the most that I've done is either the PA Mudfest that they have
Okay.
out, and they've had it in Pennsylvania before, and before that
Mhm.
it was a UTV takeover, not to be confused with the original guys out of
UTV
UTV
takeover.
takeover out west, but they called it many different things, and you're talking about anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 people. So it's not a rednecks with paychecks, but it's big for Pennsylvania, and I know there's a lot that are out there, and just from scheduling, sometimes we get a chance to go, and there's Mud Prom up in the Tall Pines, New York, which is a smaller park. We try to make everything, but it just sometimes it's just
Yeah.
impossible to get
Well,
everywhere.
you probably have a crew of people that goes with you, some close friends and everything, that you all stick together and ride together. And it's hard everybody to get scheduled to go
Yeah,
places. I'm sure it's the same time here. It would be cool if you could get out to Jason's event. It is an expo, and they are having a race. But is there any riding area there, Jason?
We've got Camp Gruber that's about 30 minutes away, and you're about an hour and a half southwest of Disney.
Okay.
So Disney's great, and you're 2 hours due east of why did I just go blank? Crossbar.
so you
So
said that's Disney,
Crossbar's
Oklahoma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, lots of great rock there. In fact, a matter of fact, I was talking to Colt Jean. Uh, we were inviting him out. We were down at Bogs and Boulders this last weekend for the Lost Riders Helping Hands Splash Bash Back to School fundraiser. I was chatting up with Colt, and he's got that new Pro R that he's got. And he's getting really into rocks again. And it's like, dude, you got to come out. Come out to the show. After we pack up on Sunday, we'll pop up to Disney and have a good time. Hit Cialis, hit Viagra, do Little Blue and everything else, and rip
Just
it up a little
riding
bit.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. And Crossbar, don't, Crossbar is 1,600 plus acres or 6,400 acres, actually, something like that.
Really.
And it's fantastic. Rock face down there is wonderful. It's no joke. Um,
I'll have to get out there because it sounds they're decent sized parks.
yeah.
I mean
Mm-hmm.
that's for our area, it varies, but 6,400 acres will keep you busy for the weekend.
It certainly will. And then you
Yeah,
got
definitely.
Texplex over by Branson. Texplex is another fantastic park. Gorgeous, just breathtaking scenery.
Yeah. The Loop Park's up close to
Mhm.
me. They're about 40 minutes away. The Loop 2, the Loop 1 is not open anymore.
How
but
many miles would you say of trails they got up there?
I don't know
Total
because
or just loop?
Well,
Mile-
when you mentioned the loop, I've heard of it. I've not been, but
Oh,
is it
you'll spend a weekend there and probably not hit everything.
right.
okay?
But when I say miles of trails, somebody might create a new trail every weekend.
So, but
So
is it like 10,000 acres or is it like
no, my
bigger?
mind went blank. 1,700 acres now,
Yeah,
and he keeps adding on to it.
he
They
does.
do have
Or-
74 camper hookups. There's a place that rents campers
Yeah.
there. You're right within a few minutes of Lake of the Ozarks.
Mhm.
So
And then you got S'more, Brandon over at S'more.
yep, you got
That's
S'more.
about Brandon's got what 900 miles. I think is what
I think
I
so.
read.
Nice.
It's fantastic and all the amenities you could want. Brandon does a fantastic job out there at S'more.
Well, I may have a toy hauler in my future, in the very
Yeah.
near future, so I'll have to schlep
Yeah,
out there and look you guys up.
Or just
yeah,
fly out.
definitely.
We'll find you something to drive.
One
Yeah,
quick question. I know in Pennsylvania we share our trails many times with hunters seasonally. So
Mhm.
when hunting season starts, how is it handled with a lot of these parks? I know you all get snowy
yeah.
weather. Do they close after Labor Day? Are you a winter? Is it a winter nobody rides, or how does it
I
work
think
out there Midwest?
I know these local parks here. There's no hunting during that, but the
Right.
main one is deer season. Um, I know you possibly could in parts of it. I mean, as much property as he does have, it's not all open to riding because he keeps adding to it.
Hmm. I just didn't know, like when it snows out there, are people still riding?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's fine because yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's
year
50
round.
50. You got the fair
Yeah.
weather, you got the fair weather riders as well,
Okay.
like
We
uh,
learned the hard way. We went to Tennessee in the winter, and it was
yeah,
chunky, muddy ice, and
yeah,
thankfully one
Yeah.
of us had waders to bail
yeah.
everybody out with the winches. When we fell to the ice.
Oh my!
We just
You tell you, funny in February, I went down to
yes.
like I said, uh, to Texas, Houston area, Huntsville, Texas,
Uh-huh.
General Sam's Off Road Park. Mark
Uh-huh.
Mangrum was, putting on an event down there. It was 5 degrees here, and I'm like, great, I'm going to Texas. It's going to be warm. I
Hmm.
get down there, it's
Oh.
18 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
I froze. I forgot my muck boots here.
Oh
Bought some
boy.
cheap rubber boots. This is a mud park. I
Yeah.
froze. Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, I will have heat in my ride, but I also do the heated seats or the heated pads. I know that
Yeah, they were great.
that everybody used to make them that would go in, even your heated grips for your snowmobiles, but you also can get it for an ATV or a heated
Yeah.
seat. But I think a lot of that works, and everybody and their mother sends me heated gear to review, so I'm not complaining.
Oh,
We use
cool.
it, we review it,
Yeah.
and they work well, whether it's a Milwaukee or off-brand.
Right.
That's great.
No, I'm just gonna play the snowbird route. That's why I make so many friends in the South. I'll go to bogs or wild country. I'll hang out in Louisiana and Alabama, Mississippi, and have a good time there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to get back down, and a lot of the group has been asking to go down again too to Durham Town now. I think it's called Georgia Off Road, but there's Iron Mountain, and there's a bunch of others, the Tennessee, Alabama area that we have to hit again. Because I think we went down there, we did just a quick Durham Town, Carolina Adventure World, and then we did Windrock on one trip, and it was a bit all over the place because you know they're not everybody's open weekdays, and if you go down there, you have to
Yeah.
plan your weekends for what
Sure.
park is open. Unfortunately, Thursdays and Fridays, not everything's open.
Right.
No. What about Indian Mountain? Have you been there?
Nope,
You haven't
not
been
yet.
there? You haven't? Yeah, friend of mine, his family owns that, Michael Lockridge. So I follow them. I watch a bunch of their videos. I have friends that go down there quite often, but
Mhm.
There's so
quite the
many
place.
places that we still have to get to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That even if you did it full time, I mean, I know there's people out there that's all they do. They
Yeah.
live on the road and camp on the road, edit on the road. Um, yeah, it's nice to see
We've
all the
talked
different
about
Wouldn't
it.
parks.
wouldn't that be nice though? Wish I could do that.
Cassie and I have talked about it. It's tough to do with a 3-year-old in tow.
Yeah.
But that's still the dream, right? That's the escape plan.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
how many weeks out of the year would you say you guys each truly spend on a riding vacation?
A lot fewer now that I own an Expo.
Mm,
You know, riding vacation, if you're going to count true weeks, we probably hit this year. Honestly, it's only been three weekends, so maybe call it a week. And that's probably all
mhm.
I'll get in this year. We are going to AOAP in 2 weeks for a race, and I'll do some riding down there. But true leisurely riding, really getting out and getting after it, 3 weekends this year, and I don't think I'm going to see any more until after the show.
After the show, that keeps you busy.
Yeah.
Myself, I
Sweet,
haven't
buddy.
I haven't had a chance to ride much actually since last year. So because I do so much with social media, if it's not events or whatever locally, or it's the expos, also, and a lot of planning in between and work. Everything's so expensive now. Uh, we did buy a toy hauler, 45-foot toy hauler last year,
Nice.
and working on selling our house. Our 4,000 square foot house is too big for two people.
Yeah.
So the kids are grown and gone. We're going to downsize and then kind of regroup. So, but
Yeah.
next week we are both off and we are basically taking a road trip across the South, seeing a few people that are friends of us. I'm going to stop in and see ATM Forge, say hi with him. Maybe we should take a few videos. I'll be at Thumper Fab,
Hmm.
take a few videos there with Brittany. But as far as writing, I wish I could do more. I honestly need to get back to my roots of where I started doing that, because
Yeah.
this has sure made my life busy with the social media, including the show. And I truly love doing this show. This is actually a passion. I have so much fun with it. Even though when I first started doing it, I was like terrified, but I have fun doing it. I like meeting new people. Like I said, being able to talk with you, Mike, and Jason right here on this live, and everybody else being able to interact with that and see you and your
It takes a lot
personalities.
of work. It takes a lot of work. A
It
lot of
does.
people don't
Yeah.
realize. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I tried the live show thing too. I'm not really good at it. So,
Yeah.
but a lot of it is hard work. Editing and putting everything together and planning, and
Hmm.
sometimes you get worn down, and then some kid comes up to you and says, "Hey, could you autograph my shirt for me?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Little dude, I'm not that popular, famous that I carry a Sharpie around." He says, "You should."
You should. Yeah.
So we give them some stickers. But a lot of times it's fun to do as a hobby, but it is a lot of work, and I can't
Hmm.
imagine when you have to have guests on it. It must be it takes away from writing time, and that's double
It
edged
should.
sword.
Yeah. I have a list of people wanting to come on. I'm very selective about who I bring on the show. Um, there's more coming the
Yeah.
rest of this summer, so we'll see how things work out. I have a certain way I kind of like to do things on here, and I think you noticed that
Hmm.
from us talking about here, and you were cool with everything, which is great. Some people want to do things their way, and there are a few that I will accommodate. I'll be doing something a little bit different. I do kind of like to change things up, learn something new, but if something throws me off, I might freeze. I look like, Garth on Wayne's World whenever he got left on the screen, you know? So, but I
Well,
have a
yeah,
lot of,
you try to mix stuff up, and I
yeah,
know
do something different.
we all have different audiences,
Hmm.
and you have to try not to you want to go in the same direction that your majority of your audience wants to see, but sometimes that's something a little different. I wish we could go to more races. That there's
Yeah.
not too much of them up here in our area, and if they are, they're certainly not. A lot of times it might be not really off-road racing. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We talked about that before we all went live. Was, I've been a huge fan of yours for a long time, because what you do is the writing and the documentary style and um, the how to of a lot of things. And I love that. That's how I started
thank
doing
you.
that. And I kind of went in a little different direction with all the events close, and my following kind of grew in a different direction. They want to see that extreme stuff. They want to see the
Hmm.
crashes. They want to see the rollovers, and so I have a hard time on my Instagram now getting a bunch of likes. And I think that's why, because that following was all they wanted to see just the cruising around. They want to see the mud hole, that type of thing.
Sure. Yeah,
But
well, we try to have a little bit of everything in the videos.
yes,
So
you definitely do.
sometimes it's a little bit of not everybody. Oh, come on, do something hard, and
Yeah.
where's the extreme stuff? But it's you
It,
have to
and
go with your own comfort level.
yeah, and you know what?
Exactly.
Video doesn't do a lot of these rides justice on the angles and how steep a lot of that
Oh
stuff
no,
is because people have no idea. And every
no.
once in a while you'll get that right angle that will show. Then
Hmm.
you'll have a bunch of people post saying that's fake. It's all that, and I'm like, whatever.
RC, yeah, right.
People
Yeah,
are like, well, you
and
Yeah.
just get out of the vehicle and whatever. I'm like, it's 50 feet
n-
down right
no,
outside my vehicle. You can't tell. I have to learn to wear a helmet mounted camera. I started doing that when I in the
okay, cool.
beginning, and I put a 360 on top of the helmet when I'm on the Grizzly. It doesn't really serve a purpose when you're in the cabin on a side by side, but I need to do that because I have a friend Sal who runs his own Slaw Dog Off Road Shenanigans. He does
Oh
all
yeah,
the CF Moto stuff, but he has the front camera, and we've ridden together, and he's just gotten all great video that thankfully he's let me use in some of our most recent episodes, and it's much better because you're looking here, you're looking there. So my third
moving
camera
around.
needs to be on the front of the helmet, and then I think people can truly see. I look out and there's the rocks. It's
Yeah,
better than just front and rear mounted and the 360.
sure, sure. Well, guys, I want to thank you both for coming on here. Jason, we're definitely going to do this again as your expo gets closer. Mike, you have anything new? Get a hold of me. You're welcome on my show anytime.
I'd love
Okay.
love to come back, and
Yeah.
anytime you want me, let me know.
Yeah,
Mike, it's
and
been an absolute pleasure getting to know you a little bit, my man. Like I say, if I ever head out east, I'll definitely look you up. And if you're here, definitely call us. And
For
guys, stay
sure.
tuned. There's a big announcement that's going to be coming up about PSE here in the next few weeks. It's not for me to say. We're going to let somebody else do all the talking.
all
Well, I would
right.
love to come out and see the expo and also some of those trails out there in the Midwest. So once I get my toy hauler, I will be looking you up, and
Mhm.
we're going to make it happen.
All right. I'll be there. I'll be there, Mike. So,
Thanks for having me on. I
uh,
appreciate it,
yeah,
guys.
Awesome.
guys, thank you all, and we will catch you next time. All
Be
right.
good, guys. Take
Y'all
care.
take care.
All right. Thank you.